Got the digger in the shop, gonna do some work to it. First thing I wanna do is change the oil in these final drives. A good way to remember doing those is do them same time you do the engine oil. I did the engine oil in the fall. It's probably only got about 5 or so hours on it, so get these done as well. One of these, I can't remember. When I bought the machine, I didn't do it right away. I should have. And when I went to do it, the one drive didn't have any oil in it. When you're tracking, it goes straight. And when you're pushing with the blade, it seems to have equal power. But if you're tracking straight and move the boom at all, it's like it takes a lot of power away from that one drive. But I've changed it a couple times since and it still works, so running on hopes and dreams, but we'll keep her going a little bit longer. It's pretty sludgy looking. I think this might be the side that was dry when I got it. I hope the other side doesn't look any worse. Certainly smells like 80-90. So to put gear oil back in these, if you're trying to put it in the top hole, the planetaries are right there, and to try to pour it in there, it goes very, very slowly. Saw this trick from Andrew Camerata. I've got electrical tape on here to build it up to make it bigger, but if you shove the oil in the bottom hole until it comes out the top hole, it goes in much easier, and then there's no guessing when it's full. When you have the plug in the bottom and you're filling it through the top hole, it's always hard to tell whether it's full to the top of the hole or if you're just spilling it. So this way it's pretty easy. You just pump until you see it. There it is. And you got to do this quick. Yes, I spilled a little bit, but really, like, that's not a whole lot. So this side's done. That looks about the same as the other side. That's good. The first couple times I changed them, one side was considerably worse than the other one. It's hard to tell which side was... Oh well, there's still lots in both, so that's good. Okay, at this point this has turned into a little bit more of a project, but that's okay. So, in me looking for the fuel leak / coolant hoses, which I kind of found, down in this area, it's led me to just taking off all these panels. Like, I pulled all that mud out of there. I've never had any of these off since I've owned it. I bought this machine, I think, in 2020. So this summer will be 6 years that I've had this thing. And this dirt is all from before me. I'm sure some of it's from me, but it needs a good wash at this point. So this is just a good time to go ahead and do it. I'm pretty sure that's one of the heater lines that goes into the cab. And it's got a big hernia on the side of it. Taking the time to take stuff apart, wash and inspect to find stuff like that now is easier to fix now when it's in the shop than when it's back in the bush somewhere. In the summer when I'm using it and I don't want to be working on it. So that's what I'm into now. And this is jammed right full of dirt. And then down in between, it's full of dirt in there. Just well worth washing it. And something else, I've known this has been leaking. It's to the point now, I might as well just do it. It's not getting any better, and hydraulic oil is not cheap. March 27th, 2026. And I'm grateful today. Want to know why I'm grateful? Because the excavator broke. Right in the driveway, when I've got it tore apart, ready to wash it. I noticed this fuel return line had a crack in it. I think that's where it was coming out. I pulled it outside in the dark, so I couldn't really see, but clearly it's leaking. I tracked over there to dump dirt out of the bucket, and I'm like, oh, I'm leaving a trail. So that's a pretty handy spot for it to break if it's gonna break. Not exactly ideal conditions for washing. It's a little cold. It's probably like -10. Saturday morning, March 28th. Got this super duper work platform set up here. That's how much oil runs out of that thing in a couple days. You can see it's dripping out of here, so. Get these bolts popped out, pins driven out, and hydraulic lines off. Shouldn't be too bad to get off of there. It looks a little heavy, but I should just be able to grab it and set it down. So get right to work here. Yeah, that's heavy. Got the fuel line out that was the cause of my bad leak. There's a split right there. And that is quite the routing. Just because this machine is zero tail swing means zero room to wrench. But I got it. That's one fuel leak figured out. Now I'm after this coolant hose. Big bulge in it. So this hose runs that way, and there's a bunch of junk in there, like insulation and stuff, and I'm trying to dig it all out of there. That is where it comes through. I had the idea to use compressed air to try to blow it through, so that's what I'm gonna try now. I was trying to use the vacuum, but that wasn't really working. That's satisfying that that's all cleaned out, but my goodness, that was a messy job. And my face looked like that after I was done, but that's okay. So I found the fuel leak while I was rooting around behind the cab. So every time you would fill it up with fuel, it would leak across the floor in the cab. So this line here, right there, and it's attached to the tank, it's broken off, nothing there. And I'm not sure where it's supposed to go. But it's just open, so that makes sense that fuel would be sloshing out of it. Just had a major breakthrough here. So the fuel leak under the seat, there's a little hole in the back of the cab. So I pushed the broken line out through the hole, and this line here that connects pretty well lines up down in there with the broken line coming out of the back of the cab. So broken vent line was all my fuel leak was. I can fix that. I just gotta get my hand in under the seat where I can't see. Challenge accepted. Got it. Decent. Good Friday today, April 3rd. And I got the cylinder back. That only took a couple days. I dropped it off Monday at the hydraulic shop. Short week this week. They told me probably wouldn't be ready till next week. They called me Wednesday and they're like, hey, you're ready. That's great. Shout out to Canland Hydraulics in Belleville, Ontario. I've used them for multiple cylinders on this machine. They've always done a great job. Thanks again, guys. I was curious how much the cylinder weighed. It's 97 pounds. I hurt my back a few years ago and I was like, I couldn't lift a case of water. And I'm able to lift that now. So for me, that feels pretty good. That's a pretty good accomplishment. There were vice marks in this rod end, so I just gave it a quick rub with a flat file. Got both sides cleaned up. It's not like there's a ton of weight on either side of this. Like I was worried about it chewing into these surfaces where it sits, but most of the pressure on this rod end is back and forth. So I got it cleaned up there enough now. And this one even had a washer on it, so I think that'll work just fine. That went back together pretty easily. Only took about half an hour. Got her greased up too. Ready to go. So here's a good example of painting something versus undercoating, or like sandblast and paint versus undercoating. So this area here is where the batteries sit, and I put batteries in this in 2022. Now it was quite crusty at the time, so I cleaned it up the best I could and brushed a nice thick coat of trim clad on. Now I find that brushing just black trim clad on, no primer, really soaks in the best that I've found and does the best job that paint really can in protecting stuff. Now this plate sits here like metal on metal, and it was in really bad shape. It was really scaly, and 4 years later it's still not looking too bad, but the rust is definitely still there. So now that I've got these batteries pulled out of here, I'm going to give this a generous helping of oil. Now I just did the inside the final drives in behind the cover plates. The black paint I painted in there at the same time too. There was a bit of surface rust kind of getting scaly in there, so I had them off when I washed everything, so I figured why not spray them too. If you can see the bolts at the bottom, they were pretty corroded and a lot of the diameter was eaten away. And I smeared grease all over them. and the grease has prevented the rust from coming back. If I just had painted those, the paint would probably be flaked off and rusting again. So grease slash oil versus painting. April 15th today, middle of the month. I'm down to the last fuel line, the one that runs from here to the bottom of the tank. Here. There's not a whole lot of room to get my hand in there. I know if I let that loose, it's just going to be a diesel shower everywhere, and I don't really want to waste a bunch of it since it's over $2 a liter right now. There is a drain on the tank, so I figured I'm going to try draining it first. That's a pretty slow stream, but that's okay. I've got other stuff I can work on here in the meantime. I don't think that's a good idea. So I got impatient. It was draining out really slowly, so I decided I'd just go ahead and pull it, and it's dripping everywhere. And if I just get my hands up in there, it's running down my arms and stuff. So I'm just gonna have to wait till it's done draining. There can't be a whole lot left. I swear it's been draining for over an hour. To give myself a bit more room, I ended up loosening off the fuel tank, and I got a bar in there so I can pry up on it to get a little bit more room. But like, it's just impossible to get my hand in there. I'm hoping I can kind of wiggle it on with the needle nose pliers or something. On the bright side, these had a bit of surface rust on them, and they're covered in diesel now, so they're working good. Are we fogging up here? So I didn't really want to take this off the bottom of the tank, but I just can't get my hand up in there to get it on the fuel line. So I'm going to poke the rubber down through and put it on. There's no way to do it. I don't know. Maybe there is, but this came off easy enough. But there's something jammed in there. No wonder the fuel was coming out so slowly. Thought it'd be worth turning the camera on to see what it was. Piece of a stick. Neat. Finally got everything all buttoned back up in this area. This little plate's back mounted. The hoses are routed. There's a couple clamps way down in there that I got back on, actually. I'll put that cover back on now. April 17th. Beautiful day. It's got to be at least 15 degrees. Sunny, nice and warm. It's been raining all week. So I finally got all this back together. All the fuel lines changed. Heater hoses changed. So now I'm down to the coolant flush. I've still got the heater hoses. I haven't got them hooked up yet. I just got it outside, and I'm just gonna spray the hose in the coolant passages. I got the low point drain on the radiator opened up, so I'll spray it out with the hose. And then I've got distilled water. Did some research that said to put distilled water in the cooling system, let it get up to temp, run that through it, and then drain that out and flush it out to help clean out the crusties that are in there. Me noticing a little bit of rust around the window seams has turned into me painting the cab. There was a couple spots it was like just poking through. So then I pulled the door rubbers off. I'm like, oh yeah, I'll just put some grease on them. And then one thing leads to another. And now I'm wire wheeling, seam sealing, and gonna paint just parts of it. But if it's gonna make it last, like, why not? Like, this is already corroded, and there's pieces like that's already getting eaten away. Water just takes its toll on everything. I wish I had somewhere to park this inside, but I don't. Do the best I can to protect it, I guess. April 19th. Here's where we're at. Ended up getting the first coat of paint onto the cab. Also painted the light bracket. I've got the coolant flushed out of it, and I got distilled water in it. I still need to run it up to temperature. Just haven't got around to it. Did tree work and split wood yesterday. But the cab turned out pretty good. I sealed all the seams. Hopefully get another coat of paint on that later. Getting closer. April 23rd today. This has been in the shop for a month now. Got the second coat of paint on yesterday. Let's unmask. This is always the best part of a paint job. First time putting fuel in her since fixing the vent lines. Shouldn't spill all over the place now and run across the cab floor when it's full. That'll be a nice improvement. So I was just flushing out the cooling system for the last time. Got the rad hoses pulled off. Finished up my paint job. That looks not too bad. Got this front window rubber back on. Still got to get the lights back on yet. This is the first time trying this. The heater core shut off valve. Shut off. I just screwed it all the way in. When I was running it the other day down here for like probably 2 hours at one time, it got hot in the cab. That's good. After I changed the coolant, it's all circulating through. The level's staying fine. No more drips. So this will be a good test to see how much cooler it stays in the cab now. Just had to run home for a pee break. Too many bugs to pee on the ground. Okay, let's go.